All right, boys and girls, it's Miss G checking in again for our read aloud. So we're going to start a chapter book, and it is called Aloud on the Case. I'm going to read the back of the book so we know what's going to go on, and I want you guys, after I finish, to take a minute and make a prediction of what you think will happen in the book, all right? Aloud, third grade scientist and inventor extraordinaire, has discovered something awful. Her neighbor's beloved Yorkie has been dognapped. With the assistance of a quirky neighborhood girl named Nina, who is convinced an alien took the doggie, and her ever-growing collection of gadgets, Ada sets out to find the wrongdoer. As their investigation becomes more and more mysterious, Ada and Nina grow closer, proving that opposites do in fact attract. All right. So I want you guys to take a minute. What do you think is going to happen in this book? Make a prediction. What do you think will happen? I must say, this book is a great book to practice note-taking on. So as I'm reading, if you guys have a piece of paper, you should take it out and take some notes, because I think it's going to be a mystery. And when there's mysteries, there's clues. And if we take notes and make clues on the clues, we might be able to figure out what happens before we get to the end of the book. So I want to see if you guys are going to start taking notes on it, and I'm going to start reading. So with our chapter books, there's not many pictures in them, so I'm not going to stop and show you pictures. I really want you guys to listen and take notes. Chapter 1. Goodbye with a side of bacon. Ada was sick of sitting. She was sick of the cast on her leg. She was sick of watching the world go by without her. She would be outside exploring their neighborhood and researching the local wildlife, but she was stuck inside, and it was her own fault. Their first week in San Francisco, Ada had attempted a bungee jump from a eucalyptus tree in the park. It was a jump she could have made with no bungee. The bungee was capable of stretching 50% of its length with her attached to it, but the branch was barely high enough to make the line tight. It was a careless mistake. While Ada was brooding, her mom came in. "Do you think you might come have breakfast with me before I go?" her mother asked. "I guess so. I was hoping we could skip the goodbye part," said Ada. I'll only be gone for a few days," said Ada's mom. "These artists need a little bit of hand-holding. They aren't as tough as you. I'll be back in time for your first day of school." Ada attempted to smile, and on her crutches followed her mom down the stairs, only to be nearly flattened by her brother Elliot outside the kitchen. He was wearing an eye patch and a vest. A stuffed parrot hung from his shoulder. Ada had been reading Treasure Island with Elliot. Now Elliot was determined to find buried treasure. Until then, he was dressing the part. "Easy there, mate," said Ada's mom. "You almost capsized your sister." "Yarr," said Elliot. "That's captain to you. Get that straight, lady, or you'll walk the plank." "Tone it down, Elliot, or you'll spend the weekend in your room," said Miss Lace. "Sorry, me lady," said Elliot. "Do I have to make you swab the poop deck, Elliot?" asked Mr. Lace. He placed a plate of French toast in front of Ada. It had crossed eyes. "Thanks, Pop," said Ada. It was hard to stay grumpy around her dad. "This blasted parrot won't sit," said Elliot. "You need to secure his tail feathers." Ada wrapped the string around the parrot's tail and feet, then tied it. "That requires a square knot. What you had was a granny." "Arg, there you be, Ruffles. Good bird," said Elliot. "Ada, do you remember that lady we met at the farmer's market? Glenda?" asked Ada's mom. "Her daughter's about your age. They live only on Palomir Street. You should get together with her." "And do what? Jump rope?" said Ada. looking down at her cast. Very funny, said Ada's mom. How about you have her over? Ada shrugged. She wasn't in the mood to entertain. It would give you a head start on being the new kid, said Ada's mom. She stood, stuffing one last piece of bacon in her mouth. Just think about it. I'll leave the phone number. So I want to take a minute and pause because this is somewhere I would take a note. So there is one picture here. And one of the notes, on the note-taking guide that Miss Zadarian showed you was who. So who's in the story? So right now, in the story so far, is the dad, the mom, the brother, and the brother's name is Elliot, and Ada. Who's the main character? Ada, right? Ada's the main character. The story is all about Ada. I want you guys to tell me, what is the setting? Where did it take place? So when I ask you where, I want you to think about, when you were listening to the story, where did you think it took place? Did it take place in a movie theater? Does that make sense? No. It took place in a house with a kitchen and a dining room. And you can use this picture to help you figure that out. So setting, or where it took place, is where you pictured in your head when you were reading the words. All right, let's keep going. We have one more page for this chapter, and I think we're going to wrap it up for today. We're going to try to read a chapter, and we're going to take pause, and we're going to talk about what happened. So let's finish this off. Okay, said Ada. Her mom gave her a kiss on the cheek. Miss Lace hugged her husband and her son and collected her bags. Bon voyage, yelled Elliot. Bring me back some gold. Ada's mom squatted beside Ada's chair. Cheer up, sweet pea. You'll be the queen of the juniper garden before you know it. So that was chapter 1. So let's think about what happened in chapter 1 that's important, that we should take notes on. Well, Ada broke her leg. That's important. What happened? Who did it happen to? Well, we know that's Ada. Who else was in the story? Her brother, her mother, and her father. Where did this happen? In the kitchen at the house. When did this happen? It seems to be in the summer because they're not back in school yet, they said. And why did it happen? Well, she said it happened because she jumped out of a tree. So we took notes on the first chapter. We did our who, what, when, where, why. We have to do our how. How did it happen? I want you guys to tell me, how did it happen? Read the story. Restart the video if you need to hear the story again. So I can't wait to hear your responses. How did it happen? All right, boys and girls. Can't wait to read chapter 2 with you guys. Bye. Oh, wait, and it's Friday, so have a good weekend.